Hello, I'm back to show you my newest creation. This thing. Now, essentially what this is just an LED strip that has been hot glued onto a cardboard box. These LEDs are WS2811s, meaning that they are individually addressable. And so with this little microcontroller, this little Arduino here, I can tell each one of these little sections, these little segments, to be a certain color. But you can't address the specific individual pixels. You can only do sets of 3 at a time going along here. So immediately you would think maybe this is essentially just a display, right? You can show maybe the temperature or maybe the time on here. If you can change each of these little colors in this grid, you can do all sorts of things. And what I've hooked up here, for one thing, I've just got a little power converter. I can go into the wall for power. But hanging off of here, I've got this little transceiver. And that goes over to this right here, which is just a box, little shoe box. It's not plugged in right now. And on the inside, I've got another receiver hooked up to some dials. And then I got some spare wires in there. But with this control, I will be able to do stuff over here from a distance. So here I am on the other side of my room. I've got my shoebox plugged in, hooked up into my computer for power. But I've got these two little dials. And over there, you might notice that top little light's blinking. And all the other ones are kind of white beneath it. And that top one, at least with my eyes, it looks green. But as you twist this dial here, let's see if I can get both of them together. If you twist this dial, you can see that light on the very left side goes down. And a lot's going on the right side. This is essentially my menu, my little selection for what kind of game mode I want to be in. So if the light's on the very top, it'll be in one game mode. If it goes down one, it'll be in a different. This third one, I'm going to make Pac-Man eventually. So you can see the little ghost there. This here, can't quite see it with this camera, but you can definitely tell that there's a brownish ground on the bottom and a blue sky above. That's going to be kind of I'm going to call it cowboy jump. It'll be about a cowboy in the Wild West jumping over cactuses as he runs along. And then I've got Etch-a-Sketch. If you go in here, you've just got some random colors, and by twisting these dials, you can control where your cursor is, and then you just click, and you can change the color from a certain palette that I've made. And so you can draw a little picture in here. These colors down here just show what kind of colors you can work with. So let's go. Oh, I gotta go over here to exit. Then the next one is this one, which you can just barely see it. It's kind of an alien head, and that is Space Invaders. So this is Space Invaders. I'm controlling it with my remote as usual. There's a little blue ship that moves along on the bottom that I can move back and forth and shoot from. Shoot these little white bullets coming out, and so I can shoot quite a few of them. I believe up to 10 at once right now. But there can be up to 20 spacecrafts, enemy aliens at a time. So I've got to be careful about that. But you can see as I shoot forward, there's a little colored animation with when the bullets hit the alien spacecraft. But yeah, so my little blue ship moves left to right with one dial, and I can click with the other to shoot. Eventually I'm going to add in a score system so that the game will judge you on how well you've done, and maybe make some kind of ending screen to show either your rank or just show that you failed or lost or won or whatever. I may make waves as well. This is essentially just like an asteroid game at this point. Also, here's a little example of something you can make with Etch-a-Sketch. I just drew this. It took me about a minute to draw. Moving this little cursor around and then just selecting colors. You just click in a spot, and you go along until you get a color you like, and then you can enter that in, or you can go back like I just did. So if I wanted to make these eyes blue, I'd click there, go over and find a nice blue color. That's kind of more purple for me. That's better. And then go up to the other eye, click there, or other spot on the eye. Maybe right there. And so I'm just doing this with one hand right now, and it's really not taking me all that long to do. It's pretty simple, really, but it's fun to do once you get a hang of it. But there you go. You get a little smiley face. I think I'm going to call him Fred.